Hi everyone, hope you're doing really well. Very welcome to this episode where we're going to be looking at the 5 essential property investor qualities if you are thinking about getting involved in property. And just before I dive in, please forgive me for not having my face on screen. I've got a little question and a plea for help at the end if you know how I can solve my problem. But let's dive in then. Here we are. These are not, this is not exhaustive, but these are the 5 that come to mind I think are really critical if you think, I'd like to get involved in property. Or from a personal point of view, these are some of the qualities you essentially must have. Perhaps you agree, perhaps you disagree. The first one I've put down is integrity. And actually this is in our business plan. We believe we should have rock solid integrity. You need to be consistent in how you show up, themes of which we mentioned with the branding and property episode with Matt Davis. But you need to be able to do what you say and say what you do. You need to be consistent. Remember the process we touched on previously in terms of knowing, liking, trusting, buying. If you are a different person, dependent upon the day of the week or the time of the year or personal circumstances, and you're so interchangeable, then arguably you're not going to show up consistently. You need to have integrity. You need to be able to do what you say and say what you do. For instance, I'll give you an example of this. If you say you're going to pay an investor back in 6, 9, 12 months because they've lent you £20,000 for a refurb, you absolutely will pay them back in 6, 9, 12 months. That's part of having integrity. There's a reason, for instance, that Beck and I have a 100% track record of paying our investors back. Integrity. Second one is empathy. Now, if you've read the book by Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference, he talks about tactical empathy. Now, whether it's tactical or not, remember you are dealing in every stage of your property investing business. You are going to be dealing with people, and they're going to have their own emotions and their own agendas and their own objectives. If you can come alongside and listen carefully with empathy, then arguably you're going to be much more successful in terms of working with a whole range of people. But also particularly in terms of related exactly to a property investing example, in terms of vendors and estate agents. You need empathy. Third one, you're going to need a degree of intelligence because you're going to need to understand how to set up and run a business. You're going to need a basic understanding of some financial terms. And by the way, we're going to do an episode on that, perhaps with Rebecca, perhaps just me. But the basic understanding of some terms, you're going to need to understand how to do your area research. You're going to need to understand how to analyze a deal, which is going to require a basic understanding of mathematics, maybe a calculator, perhaps a formulated Excel spreadsheet. But you are going to need a degree of intelligence if you're going to be a successful property investor. And I've put here this word dedication, and I am not exactly what word to use, but I think this captures the spirit of it aptly, because this is fairly deep and fairly profound. You could say, well, you need a degree of commitment to your business objectives, and that would be true. But I think dedication goes deeper than that. You see, you need to have a long-term vision for your business. Remember, where there is no vision, the people perish, right? So you need a dedication to a long-term plan, and you're going to need to stick with it. Despite the challenges, despite the metaphorical speed bumps, you're going to need to be dedicated to a long-term plan. And I thought of a number of words that could go here instead. You need to be consistent, you need to be persistent, you need to be resilient, all of which I think fit. But I really, as I say, dedication I think really sort of captured that idea on a deeper level. And related to that, you're going to expect to have to solve a series of problems, problem after problem after problem. See, running a business is no different than life in general, which really, if you think about it, is a series of problems that you're confronted with, that you have to find intelligent solutions to overcome them. And if you find then you come across problems and you tend to dissolve, or you get paralyzed, or you just it causes you to stay up at night and you're not really a problem solver, then perhaps this isn't the endeavor for you. But there are 5: integrity, intelligence, empathy, dedication, and the ability to solve problems. Do you agree or do you disagree? Now, feel free to share those in the comments, and while you're there, don't forget to hit the like button. Now, the interesting thing about this, you see, if you've got these qualities, then you can arguably do relatively well on your own as a property investor. But the interesting thing is, if you have these qualities and you're able to combine them with an opportunity or a project which, by the way, they're sort of inherently related, right? Remember, we said that you need intelligence to be able to analyse your area and intelligence to analyse an opportunity. Well, let's assume you've got these qualities. You're then most likely going to be able to find, working with empathy, with estate agents and the vendors, opportunities that come your way. The great thing is, if you're able then to offer some form of security with that, be that a personal guarantee, a PG, or a loan agreement, an LA, or some form of restriction at land registry, be that an RX1 or a first charge, then this provides you with an access and an opportunity to do some form of joint venture and work with private finance, which then enables you to scale and grow your business much quicker, arguably, unless you've got millions and millions of pounds on your own, in which case, super stuff. But if you have these qualities and you're able to combine them by finding opportunity and offer security, then it opens up the world of private finance to you. So there are our thoughts. What do you think? Feel free to drop your comments in the questions below. And by the way, I had a question like, if I have these qualities, like how do I, and I'm going to work with a private finance or some sort of a private individual, then how do I show I have these? And the answer to that is, well, it all comes as part of a discovery day. And we are going to do a video on how to run and set up a discovery day, so stay tuned for that. Whether that's the next one or the one after, I'm not yet sure. But for this one, if you've got your own comments or questions, feel free to share them. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button. And the question I mentioned at the beginning, I have been, if you're still watching this far, I have been recording this, but I haven't been able to capture my image. But I have been able to capture it, but I can't move the picture of me around the screen into different spaces. So if you know how to use OBS, or I'm using Caden Live for video editing, and you can perhaps point me in the direction of how I can move a picture of me around the screen, and I can put that in the video, I'd be most grateful if you can just drop me a comment in the section below. Apart from that, that's it for this one. My name's Josh Harrison. As always, thank you ever so much for your support. Really appreciate it, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.